everybody, welcome to another episode of the Wealth Help Desk, and I got Mark Henry here with me today, and
Back.
I'm CJ Collins. You're back from
I've missed a few weeks. What, I missed like 2 weeks or something? Just travel and other things happen, life,
You
business?
know how it is, life, business, all the things, race
But the
cars.
Wealth Help Desk has to go on. Race cars do happen, yes.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know if you want to start us off actually with a little bit of update, because we are going to talk about race cars this episode.
We are going to talk about race cars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, this is how unprepared I am. I literally just walked in and sat down, and I'm like Nixon in '96. I'm tan, rested, and ready.
Yeah.
Of course, he was dead in '96, but whatever. I'm not dead yet. So updates, yeah. So Project Race Car, man, what a cool outing they had.
Yeah.
So the IMSA team running Lamborghini Super Trofeo headed down to the Sebring 12-hour, and Seth and his co-driver Wyatt Foster picked up a third-place podium finish in race number 1 for the season.
Yeah.
And brought it back the second day with a second-place finish. So 2 podiums in 2 days and second place in points. They have the largest field for the Lamborghini event they've had yet, 40-car field.
Yeah, a ton of cars out there.
It was a mess. It was fantastic.
And for those who haven't seen it, the race car is, you know, that old rug you used to have as a kid in your room that had all the little cars you drive on it? It's like that on a car. So it's super cool, very nostalgic. And I think you guys had a great time hanging out with folks,
It was
getting
just
some
fabulous.
merch out
Kids
there.
love it, selling some merch, but, trying to, help support his dream. Obviously the goal is to race Le Mans, podium at Le Mans.
Sure.
Become an immortal. That's one of the biggest things you can do in auto racing is win at Le Mans or be on the podium at Le Mans. The old Ford versus Ferrari, and that's where we're heading. And, it's funny because we have so much to talk about today on the show, but it all starts with a dream, and that's why the car's wrapped that way, because I remember Seth, what is he, 22 now or 23? I think something like that.
Something like that. He's getting
22.
older.
Yeah, he's getting old. He's getting old. In the racing world, he really is getting old. But 22 or 23. But, the idea that what world are we living in that I have a 23-year-old son that is a professional race car driver.
Yeah.
Driving in IMSA, going to Italy, Europe, racing over there, racing here in the States, Sebring, off to Laguna Seca. What world is that? And so it all started with that rug mat and him as a little kid pushing cars on it going, Dad, I want to be a race car driver. Well, a lot of kids say that. We don't come from a racing background. I mean, I've done some motorcycle racing and stuff, but never like what he's doing. Nothing to that level. And the Wealth Help Desk is very similar to that because, it's a place where you can get the information you need. We want it to be useful, helpful, and make an impact in your lives. That's why we spend the time to do this.
Sure.
You say, well, what's in it for you? Well, there's a lot in it for us. I find the more you give, the more you receive. It's kind of biblical, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I find it to be true. But the idea that Seth Henry, went out there to West Stanley High School and can App State and then go on to become a professional race car driver, that tells me that you watching this can accomplish your financial goals as well. You can do it. I mean, it's just there's no world that exists in my realm that says that my young son ought to be driving a Lamborghini at 180, 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that doesn't compute.
Yeah, and
but we're seeing it.
It's exactly, it does. And I actually want to pull on the string a little bit because I think it'll be interesting. We went and saw the F1 movie together.
Yeah.
It was a staff event. We kind of had everybody out. Seth was there.
Movie.
You were there.
Yeah.
And I think one of the questions I asked you afterwards was like, hey, knowing that your son drives a race car, how does that make you feel as a father? And what are the challenges that you kind of deal with going through that?
Well, it's this. This is important to me.
Yeah.
On the Wealth Help Desk.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I have to be at Sebring because I'm not going to let him go drive that car without me being there. But then yet I have Alloy Wealth, our parent company to run.
Sure.
I got to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's this idea of, one, the emotions you feel knowing your son's accomplishing something that few do. But the reality is they all could if they chose to. This is the real difference. It's taken me a long time to learn this in my life. That when you see people doing very special things, I was never destined to be, 6'8" with jet black hair and playing basketball. Let's say I'm not Larry Bird. But the idea that we can't accomplish things is just wrong. The only person that says that is us. My youngest son, Seth, said he wanted to be a professional race car driver. Well, that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
You're watching this show going, I want to be financially independent. Well, that's what you will be. Unless you decide you don't want to, unless you decide you can't. I've gotten to a place in life when, like next week, we have financial advisors flying in from around the country.
Yeah, sure.
That we're going to train. And I do this often. I want to support and help. And people are like, well, what is that? What do they pay you? No, they don't pay me. No, I do it. Bring them in from all over. A lot of times they're firms that have been in business longer than us. They're typically not as big as we are. And they're coming here to figure out how in the world did us band of misfits build this company this large in this way. So they'll come in, and this is so appropriate for what we're going to talk about today, but they'll come in and I'll hear them say, well, you have some of the best advisors on the planet. We can't hire advisors like that. Not in our area. We just can't get them.
Sure.
How did you get a guy with double majors from App State, or Tyler Washington that was a trader on Wall Street, or, Mike Lacey, a CFP and certified financial planner and worked in the big institutions? And how do you get them? Or Marcel Kelly that joined us out of Texas, working for one of the largest firms, left them to come to us. And we just can't do that. Well, when someone says that, CJ, I tend to believe them. You see, they're going to come in to train and they'll say, yeah, we just can't do that. I'll say, you're right. They're like, what? Well, how do you do it? Well, I do it because I believe I can. You don't do it because you believe you can't. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, the self-talk is crazy.
And it's just you're telling. Listen, these people are typically younger than me. Sometimes they're older, but typically younger. 40s, 50s, whatever. And I'm a little older than that. But they'll come in and say they can't do something. Well, am I supposed to challenge them and say, yes, you can? I'm going to motivate. Yes, you can. No. If you think you can't do something, you're right. Seth Henry, my youngest son, believed he could be a race car driver. Now he believes he can go to Le Mans and win it. Now, I have no idea how we're going to get there.
Sure.
I have no idea where the money will come from to get there, where the sponsorships, where the path. We just know we're going to do it. Well, you're here right now today, and you have financial goals. Most people do. I hope you do. And you may not understand how you're going to do it. But the first decision is we're going to do it.
Yeah, sure. Being intentional about that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a decision. It's intentional. We are going to do this. Now, the path forward, sometimes I can't even see it. I don't even know how we go forward. I just know we're going to.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's really where it starts. So anyway, what a great start to the season for Seth. But let's get you on this journey. We got so much packed in here.
I know. Yeah.
But this is fun. I want people to enjoy this. And that is something, though, that I wish I would have learned a long time ago. That, yes, I'm going to do these things in life that I say I'm going to do. I will do them. There's not any doubt in my mind. All these crazy ideas I have, I'm going to accomplish them. How? I don't always know. But one thing I'm trying to really learn, and this is Mark talking to Mark, I want to enjoy it as I'm doing them.
Sure.
They talk about enjoying the journey. There's a lot of truth to that. There is no destination in life.
The journey is the destination.
Other than the final one.
Yeah, well.
There is a destination for me anyway.
Sure.
Other than that destination, the journey is it's every day has to be appreciated for the hardships it brings, for the success it brings, for the podium finishes at Sebring, or last season when we took a brand new race car, brand new 60-kilometer car, and on the second lap totaled it. That was an expensive day.
That was an expensive
And we didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, sure.
We had a car malfunction.
Yeah.
But think about that. We have to appreciate those even in the hard times.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's really what I'm trying to do is enjoy this journey. So let's enjoy this show today.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the first topic we're going to get into is very much about cars. And
Love it.
We want to talk about owning a car, what that looks like, and then some of the complications that go into this. And I want to get this conversation started with you, Mark, because I think you've witnessed this in a lot of ways. So when I was in high school, I went to auto tech school.
Yeah.
I spent 2 years in a vocational school during high school because I like getting my hands dirty. I like working on stuff. And so I was like, hey, I want to go learn how to fix cars and repair cars. And obviously, the car maintenance game has changed tremendously over the years. And I don't know how much you've seen this, but everything from replacing your own tires to doing oil changes to
whole new world,
repairing your car. The cars are so different where they're so much more complicated to take apart and even maintain nowadays, right? And I think this comes into why do we buy what cars we do and how does that maintenance cost kind of filter into our budget?
Yeah. Well, one, I think a lot of times, the old keeping up with the Joneses, that's from my world or my parents' world.
Totally.
That was where that came up with. Now I like to say Facebook happy. So having owned more automobiles in my life than most people will ever own, not being bragging when I say that. I've been a car enthusiast my entire life. At times I've made money on cars. At times I've lost a lot of money. At times I've had a big collection. At times I've had a small collection. I have always, I appreciate what I have. I remember a time in life that I'd gone through a very difficult period. It's very well known. I'd lost I'd been retired and then, with money out west and cows in the bank and then decided to go back into business, not knowing that 2008 was coming.
Yeah.
So my story is like a lot of people's. What makes mine special is it's mine. Doesn't make me special. It's my story. Everybody has one. But that wasn't the way my story, it wasn't ending in 2008, 2009 during the financial crisis. I had a completely different story written. I didn't know it at the time, but it was going to take me on another journey, which was amazing. But I had this car collection and then it was all gone overnight, just quickly.
Sure.
And then I remember buying a 2004 or 5, whatever it was, Honda Element, 150,000 miles, 5-speed, bought it from a second owner. And I maintained that car the same way I maintained the cars I'd had previously, the exotic cars, the Porsches, the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, all the cool stuff. And now it was a Honda Element with 150,000 miles. Well, Hondas are really good cars, but they still require maintenance. They still require maintaining them.
Sure.
So most people don't have this factored into their budgets.
Sure.
I will tell you that having been with the Dave Ramsey program for many, many years, we're a Dave Ramsey, I don't know, something.
Certified advisor firm.
Yeah, whatever. Specialist.
We go to their course once a month.
Yeah, we do all the junk.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's all good. But Dave and I disagree on many topics involving wealth management, involving things like we're going to talk about with cars. I remember very clearly wanting to just pick up the phone and call Dave, and I can. I know how to get hold of him, but I didn't. But I was listening to his show one day, and he was advising this woman who had been in the book. She's in the path. She's the baby steps. She was on step number 12, 13, whatever it was, 10. Sure. She was doing a very good job. Single parent, mother of 3. I don't know what that's like. I'm not a mom. And I don't have 3 children that I'm trying to raise by myself. I have a partner in that, Terry, wife of 32 years. So I don't know what that's like. I don't know what it's like to be a single parent with 3 kids. I know she had a tough decision to make. She had saved money. She was out of debt, struggling, but her car had finally expired.
Yeah.
So she had about $5,000 in an emergency fund, and she had found a used Toyota with a couple 100,000 miles. With $3,000. It would take her emergency fund from 5 to 3, plus who knows what it might need, right?
Sure.
Okay. So the idea was that she could go do that, or she had found a Kia, brand new, that she could qualify for the financing on. It would require $600 total down payment, leaving her emergency fund fully funded, basically. 5 was the number she needed in the emergency fund. It would have dropped it to 50 to 4,400 or whatever. And it would have been a 200 and something, almost $300 car payment. But she could afford it. The car would be a 5-year loan. It's a long time.
Sure.
Interest was not free, but it wasn't bad.
Sure.
And the car would have been warranted for 100,000 miles. And Dave literally jumped through the phone telling her, you've been down this road. You already know my answer. You've been through the book. Absolutely no, 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 no. And I personally wanted to speak to her and tell her to buy the damn Kia. Take the loan, buy the Kia.
I'm guessing mostly because of the reliability and the maintenance piece,
Which
right?
what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
You saw those slides they did on television of what the average maintenance cost is.
Yeah.
Imagine this. She buys the used Toyota, and they can go a long time.
Sure.
But right after buying it, something major does happen. She has now completely wiped out her emergency fund. If a job happens or life happens or anything else happens, she has no money for it. Now she's going back into credit card debt she had once been in before. And we shouldn't find our pride or happiness in an automobile. I get that. But I don't know. I think being a single mom with 3 kids is not easy.
Sure. And
having that brand new Kia, little SUV.
Yep.
Driving her kids and dropping them off in that and all. And I'm not saying we should find our pride there. I'm not. But I don't know. I think there might have been a little joy in that, having the knowing that I could pay a $300 payment.
Sure.
Versus and have a fully funded emergency fund and a warranty. I just don't see how Dave was correct in that example.
Yeah, and I think this is also like a little bit of a choice where I think it's easy for some people who are better at maintaining their vehicles or can fix things themselves.
Correct.
Like if you asked me to say, hey, we need to change the tires out on these wheels, switch them over or whatever, like I can do that in the driveway.
I can do a brake job still.
Yeah, we can change the brakes.
Especially on an old Toyota.
Yeah, you can change the oil yourself. You can do some of these pieces yourself. And that does make it cheaper to maintain the car. I say that cheaper. You're going to pay for it in time.
Right.
You're going to invest the Saturday afternoon to do the project. And do you have that available? And you might have that available and it might be a cheaper option for you. But that's not, your example, I would not say, hey, that mother of 3 single
And I'm not
mom
saying she couldn't work on a car.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, even the fact that if she could have, let's say she was a technician, could do it.
Yep.
Where does the money come from to buy everything it might need?
Yeah.
When you've already depleted your emergency fund to buy the car.
Well, and the worst part is you're always going to forget the part that you need to go back and get it at the store. So you have to go 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times, right? But the bottom line is, in this segment, what we wanted to get across is buying the correct car does help budgeting, does help spending plans.
Sure.
Certain cars require more maintenance. Listen, I'm a huge Tesla fan. I believe that can be one of the least expensive cars you could own. Again, you're on a budget, you're on a tight spending plan and stuff. Getting one of those on a lease or getting one of those on a purchase with the 0% sometimes they offer and stuff like that, and owning it from new till 4 years, 5 years in, and then disposing of it could be one of the least cost cars you had.
Yep.
Is it the most enjoyable? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on your preference on things like that.
Yep.
However, it's not a car, though, that I want to go get 4 years from now, 5 years from now, when it has 80 or 90,000 miles, because I have no idea how to maintain that car.
Well, and that's the piece right now is we really don't know because I haven't been on the road long enough.
Right.
The other interesting piece that I'm seeing more and more people consider is like impaired drivers or people that are a little bit more elderly and using the self-drive on that stuff.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff on that side. And Teslas are really easy to maintain on the back end of that. So that we might start seeing some of those pieces.
That's a thing that I want to own new to 5 years.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you say, well, Mark, I know a guy that's got 200. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that when the battery goes, I don't know what that does to your checkbook.
Exactly.
But it's probably not good.
It's not.
But a lot of thought needs to go into this when you get to that. So what else you got for us today?
Yeah. The other thing, the next topic we're going to discuss today, we want to look at the average household costs. Now, everybody talks, Mark, about the $4 coffee that you buy every single day and how that impacts your checkbook. But it's crazy because we're seeing rising costs in every area. And we talk about this from the grocery store to the daycare. The daycare one is the one that is just nuts to me. Crazy.
It is absolutely, positively out of control.
It is.
We are seeing some very forward-thinking, I don't like the word progressive, very forward-thinking companies do things like including daycare in their compensation packages.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them even putting daycare in the building. So you can, the husband and the wife can bring the kids with them, ride them right in, put them in daycare at the job. And I'm telling you, if, when Alloy Wealth, I shouldn't say if, when Alloy Wealth gets that large, I could see us doing something crazy like that.
Yeah.
This idea that you could bring your child to work with you when they're an infant and know that they were in the daycare in your building, come on. You talk about a benefit. I mean, imagine, I'm in the banking world, so imagine Bank of America, downtown Charlotte, has daycare in theirs.
Sure. Yeah.
And Wells Fargo doesn't. Who gets the better employees?
The first. Yeah.
Is there any question about it?
Absolutely. No.
Daycare is out of friggin' control.
Yeah.
And now you have people say, well, I'm not going to have kids because of that. That's the wrong decision. That's absolutely the wrong decision. Because I got to tell you something, man, creating a bunch of different companies and buying some cool cars and all, yeah, well, that's great. Forget all that. There's nothing I've done in life other than marry my wife of 32 years and then have kids that brings me more joy.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually, I'm going to bring
You're
this.
just finding this out.
Well, and it's not something you consider until you have children, because you don't.
Nobody knows.
You don't understand the challenges of child care and the pieces that go into that. I mean, like we're just talking about cars. You got to worry about the car seat, and is it the right size for the child, and are they going to grow with it?
And how do you install it?
Yes, and all these pieces. And I think what's really, really intriguing about this is the idea of community and family. Mm-hmm. So John Kirk, one of the advisors at the Charlotte office, Ballantyne, we were meeting with a client. First time, came in, and he was a really cool guy. They were brick masons.
Oh,
and so they
nice.
build houses, but they do all that stuff. And he had a lot of kids. He had 11 kids.
Wow.
And they have a...
Wow, I love that.
This is a 5th generation family. Okay. And so they have kind of 10 houses on a street.
Oh, yeah.
All of them live together. And I think what was really intriguing about it is this sense of community and family where all the kids worked on the job sites. They're all together. They're all doing these pieces. And it's very much a community event where everyone's taking care of everybody. And it's also fun, right? Everybody's nearby. There's always somebody to hang out with and something to do. And I thought it was so intriguing.
Were they a different nationality? Because I see this a lot in other cultures, Korean cultures and stuff like that. You don't see it a lot in just typical redneck America. I'm just saying.
And that's kind of what they were. These were men's men that were, and brothers that owned the company, built it up. Awesome
Well,
folks.
can you imagine how much that could help with things like daycare?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But most don't have that support system. And I'm going to be real honest with you. I've been told by clients, I remember one telling me that, grandchildren are God's gift to you for not killing your kids.
Yep.
I love that. But let me tell you what I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be the daycare.
Oh, sure.
And many moms and dads later in life become the daycare.
Sure.
And God bless them. But I'm not going to be that. Listen, maybe that's Hunter's wife when he gets married one day, or Seth's wife, or Jay, whatever. Maybe that's their parents. Maybe that's the spouse's parents do that for them, but that's not me.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to be the one that takes them, spoils the hell out of them, and hands them back.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And so, but these are all things that have to go into that decision making.
And the community that you're kind of building your life around is definitely part of this dollar conversation. I want to jump to student loans really quickly. I don't know if I've talked to you much about the education system and what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and where it kind of fits in the scheme right now.
This is pretty funny. So in Greenville, South Carolina, we have offices down there and stuff.
Yeah.
But I got a text the other day, and it was from Jared Wilkins, Mass Media. He does a lot of media buying for us. You know Jared.
He's the man.
And he calls me and he says, "You're not going to believe what my wife just told me." And I said, "What?" She goes, "You're not going to believe it." I'm like, "Well, okay, I'm not going to believe it, but tell me anyway." And so, like the hold off, the pause, the big pause. She was at their high school because one of their kids is getting older, not college yet or anything, but heading that direction.
Sure.
And the high school was doing this event that she wanted to attend where they talk to you about student loans, colleges, application processes, all the stuff.
A lot of decisions to be made there. Yeah.
Right. They played a video, and guess who the video was?
You. How was it?
They were using one of my YouTube, Snapograms, whatever they are, videos where I talk about the impact and the decision-making of taking your child to school.
Sure. Yeah.
And going to college and what my thoughts were on it. And he goes, I cannot believe they picked you in this school. I can't believe it either. I am kind of smart though, but it was really funny that this high school had literally chosen my videos through no affiliation or anything to play.
Sure.
But it's this idea that first off, there's so many smart young people. They get a bad rap, but they're so brilliant, these young kids. I mean, they've grown up with computers in their hands, and I mean, they just know AI. This new, it's going to be incredible. But some of them are doing the right things where and this is what they took out of it too, taking these college prep classes in high school.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Get some college credits done early and
right. You can knock out your whole first year.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Okay. But then the second thing is when I think about college, first off, forget Facebook. Facebook, college. What are you doing, Mark? No, Facebook. Forget it. Because where's the post of I'm so proud Junior's decided to go off to vocational school. He's going to be an auto technician. Auto technicians, they're not mechanics.
Yeah.
We talked about that in the other. Yep. They make really good money.
They do.
I can't believe it. Little Mikey heading off to plumber school. I'm so proud.
Electricians, another one.
Where are these posts?
Nah.
Have you seen that post?
They're not. Those folks aren't on Facebook. They're not using it.
They're not posting it.
Yeah.
But what you see is my son got into this, two-lane, this, that, all these things.
Yeah.
I think about a client, and if they were watching, they know me. I'm not saying anything bad, but this is the truth. They wanted me to speak to their daughter because they were really concerned. And I'm like, what's going on? Graduated Chapel Hill. Supposed to be a good school.
Yep.
Right?
Pretty expensive school.
Expensive. Supposed to be good. Got a 4-year degree. Graduated top of her class. It's as a museum curator.
Steph, where do you apply for that job? Tell me where it is.
Now we're 3 years out of school.
Yep.
And she is working part-time at Starbucks and living at home.
Wow. It's tough.
After how big of an education bill?
I'm guessing around 120, 100, something like that.
Yeah, had to be over 100 for sure.
Yeah.
They wanted me to speak to them. Here's the problem I had, though.
Yeah.
Where was that discussion before we applied for school?
Sure. Yeah.
What do you want to do? I want to be a museum curator. Awesome. That's great. So tell me about that. What do they do? Where is the job? Let's look right now. It could change in 4 years.
Sure. Yeah.
We had a pilot shortage for a while. And we didn't know that maybe when you're going off, but then we had one. Boy, that'd been a good career to have picked, right?
Sure, yeah.
So think about this for a minute, though. Where is the job opportunities in that field?
Maybe in Washington, D.C. is the
Who knows?
place my
I don't even
brain
know.
goes,
Chicago?
Yeah.
Maybe Chicago.
Sure.
They have museums. I don't know.
Yeah.
How hard is it to crack into it? What is the process? Where's the research? What does it pay? Is the value prop worth it?
Sure.
So John likes to say, or Tyler says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Right? So where's all these conversations with moms and dads? So when you think about student loans, I think we have to discuss, why are we going to college in the first place? Because I want to be a doctor. Okay. Pretty sure you're not going to be a doctor without going to school. Agreed?
Yep.
What's it going to take? What's it going to cost? Is it worth it? Why do you want to do it? You're dead set on this. Let's lay a plan to accomplish it. Got it. Totally get it. Everybody else is going, and I want to put on Facebook that my kid's going off to the college I went to. That is not the reason to send your kid to college. That is not the reason for a student to be going to college. We need to look at taking college level classes in high school. We need to look at these things called, what are they? They're colleges. They're not state colleges. What are they called? The ones you can go to for 2 years.
Vocational schools.
No. They're colleges. What are they?
Community college.
Oh, that one. Yes. And I wanted to say it because I want you thinking.
Yeah.
Community colleges.
Yeah.
Do you realize you can go off to a community college, get the 2 years done,
Yep.
and all the schools that won't take you day one will all take you when you have an A/B average in a community college.
Yep.
You want to apply to a good school? Yeah, apply. They're going to take you right now.
Yep.
Because you're going in as a junior, and they know you're going to finish, and they know you're going to graduate, and guess what your diploma reads when you get out?
Same thing. Whatever.
And
school you're
nobody
at.
knows you
Yeah.
did 1 year in high
Yep.
school, 1 year or 2 years at community, and then you graduated from the school of your choice. Do you know how much money you just saved?
Half.
We got to talk about what is the plan, what is the purpose,
Yep.
and what are the other options. And if we don't know what we want to do, then guess what?
We shouldn't go.
Maybe the military is the answer,
Yeah, sure.
right? Maybe you need to go off to the military to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of choices here.
I'm also, there's this idea of AI and how it's impacting the schools right now, right? Because of all the kids writing papers with ChatGPT and projects and stuff. And I know maybe I've opened up a can of worms, but ultimately that's
We could do a whole show on that.
Well, totally, because this is definitely because the kids are using it.
Oh, they're doing
right?
it.
And I'm certain the teachers and educators are also using it to grade the papers.
Oh, there's no question about it.
And
And they're doing it to see if you used it.
Exactly, right? And so now we're paying this money for knowledge and education, which
That's on our phone.
that's a little bit watered down because you're going to use the AI products when you get out of school already. So maybe there's some value in learning the product itself, but then you're paying a premium for something that you're just going to use a tool at the end of the day, right?
I know we have to keep moving on, but let me just tell you right now. I think the entire educational system needs a complete reboot,
Sure.
top to bottom.
Yep.
I think people need to be considering homeschooling. I've done it. I actually would be good at it. My wife is not. It's not her jam.
We love Terry. It's just not her.
It's not her jam. Wasn't her jam.
Yeah, sure.
And I needed to work, so it didn't work out for us, but it can work.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when it comes to colleges, they are grossly overpriced. It is a friggin' racket. They're in the for-profit business, and it needs a complete revamp of the educational system in college. And I think it's going to get it, because I think you're going to see more and more people doing amazing things in life without a college degree.
Sure.
We're already seeing it, and you're going to see more of it.
Yeah, and I agree with you fully. And I would definitely say if you're a parent and you're watching this, one of the other considerations on the back end, and I've heard this a lot, is the community aspect of going to school and the
No question about
development on that side. We're not discounting any of those pieces. I think those are very
I think
valuable.
you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
So, like, my kids went to school 1 through Hunter went the entire time. My oldest, he went 1 through.
I'm a Liberty
college.
grad. Yeah.
Liberty grad,
Yeah,
et
yeah,
cetera. He
sure.
never went to any kind of homeschooling.
Yep.
Amy and Seth went to elementary, and then around the 4th grade or so, 5th, went into homeschooling. Did that till the 9th grade. 9th grade on, they were back in public school.
Okay.
Both went off to college, both very successful, et cetera. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, but I think outside of the box is how you start thinking about everything.
Yeah, because the world changing so much.
It's changing
For sure.
too fast.
Sure. Cool. Let's go to the next thing. This would be an interesting one.
I hope.
I'm curious what you do on this one. So we are going to talk a little bit about the idea of tracking your net worth. How often should you track it? What does it look like and all those pieces? And I was recently listening to a podcast with Kevin O'Leary.
Okay.
And Kevin O'Leary, every single morning, he wakes up at 4. At 4:05, he checks his portfolio, and he gets flags based off of sectors that he's in, whether they're up or down 3%. He doesn't care if it's up or down. He just wants to know, hey, what's up 3%, what's down 3%, and why. And so I'm curious what your thoughts on this, Mark, on how often you check it, and then how often you recommend other people looking at it and kind of evaluating where they're at, and if they should do anything because of that.
All right, so let's jump in. So first off, I am nowhere near as wealthy as Mr. Wonderful.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. And although I think I've done some amazing things in my life, arguably I would say he's done more in terms of it appears. Don't know that personally, don't know him, but it appears. He's a big watch collector, and I am a watch guy, so I love that about him.
He wears one on each wrist.
He does. That's really odd.
That's not
he wears 2. I will not do that. That's just a little weird.
He said it's because of coastal. So like if he's doing something in Dubai that day, he's got like both times. And I'm like,
but there are
that's
watches
crazy.
that'll show you that as well.
That's true.
So, reverso, that watch does it. You could literally push a little button and it just reverses to the other screen. It's
good.
To the other watch on the other side.
Totally,
And then you have a different time zone. But what do I know? So, but here's the deal. I will tell you that is a horrible, terrible habit, what he's currently doing.
Sure.
And he needs to replace it. And you're saying, Mark, I'm telling Kevin, if you're watching, I think he does subscribe. I mean, he very likely should. Change your habit. I'm accomplishing late in life what I'm accomplishing by changing not doing it the same way I've always done it. These things are some of the most powerful devices known to man.
Sure.
There's more power in this unbelievable folding phone that I have, Samsung Galaxy 7, cheap plug. I love this phone. There's more power in this right here, than the computers that put a man on the moon, Apollo 13 and all the other stuff. More power right there.
Yep.
However, I dare say, and I don't like to quote numbers I don't know, but a high 90% of the population that has a phone, everybody doesn't have them.
Sure.
People that do wake up 4 o'clock. That's my get up time, 4:35, whatever. And within the first 5 minutes, if they're my age, they've gone to the restroom. Or maybe before the restroom, guess what they've done?
Check their net worth.
No, not even check their net worth always.
Well,
But they've picked up their phone
oh, sure.
and started.
Yeah.
For Kevin, it's checking his net worth. But somewhere in there, he's checking messages that came in. He's looking at Snappergram, Titter Track, whatever they call them this week, TikTok, whatever it is, Ticker Talk. Yep. I love changing the names of all this stuff.
You do.
I have fun with it. But he's doing all that. He confirmed it in that video you watched.
Yeah, sure.
I did that for years. It is absolutely wrong. Check your bank accounts, add up your net worth, see what needs to happen, make money moves. Forget all that. You get out of bed, go to the restroom, and then find a quiet place in your house. Mine's my closet. It's my own closet, not Terry's.
I just thought Harry Potter when you said closet, and I was like, different closet.
Different closet. Nope. I have a chair in it along with a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
I go in there and I sit in a very dim light and I meditate and I give thanks that I was able to wake up today. And I clear my head and I spend at least 15 minutes in there before I even begin to start the day. And then once I've just had no thoughts, raise my vibrational frequency, which is what I'm attempting to do. That's the whole goal of being in there. We operate on a vibrational frequency, and I go in there and do that for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And I started at like 1 minute. It was hard to even sit in silence for a minute when I started years ago. But I do 15 minutes of that. Then I get up and I start my day by reading and doing some other things that are personal to me. Then it's time to get the dogs up. Then it's time to make the food and do all this other stuff. Then there is a point in time where I'm going to now get my device and start looking at it. And I do look at business accounts to see what was paid, what wasn't.
Sure. Cash
Flow. I do look at my personal accounts. I do not look at my overall wealth. Now, let me tell you why. Because I use the same money managers that my clients use. I have my own portfolio. I look at it. When I say my own portfolio, it's not large, not that large at all, but that's one that I'm managing. I like to see what it's doing.
Sure.
The ones that I'm paying to be managed, and you say you're a wealth manager, you're paying. Yeah, I am. I'm using the same portfolio as my clients use.
Yep.
I don't look at it because guess what? I am spending my own hard-earned money to have somebody else look at it. I expect them to do their damn job.
Sure.
Why do I need to look at it?
Yeah.
Do I want to add it up occasionally? Yeah, I'll look at it once a month, once every 2 months or something. If markets are bad, I don't even look at it much at all because I don't want to see.
Sure.
I know it's being done correctly. I know they're doing a good job. I leave it alone. I do look at my personal money. What's my savings account? What's my, checking account? Things like that, obviously. But I'm not. And you say, well, how can you? Because if I'm not trading it personally, why do I need to look at it?
Yeah. Especially because, if you saw it really far up or really far down, would you do anything about it today? And I think that's...
Again, the way you become wealthy in America is timing the market. Timing it. Being able to know when to buy and when to sell.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, timing it. Yeah, that's how you become wealthy.
Time in the market.
Thank you. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So why would if I'm way up, I'm happy.
Sure.
So I'll get that. Oh, if I hear the news hit a new high and I'm like, I wonder what mine did. I'll go take a glance.
Sure.
But I'm not overly concerned because I trust the people that are doing the job I've paying them to do. And you're saying, Mark, you're a wealth management firm. Yeah, but this idea that I'm sitting behind the computer or some nerd in my office sitting behind the computer buying and selling and knowing exactly, I'm using the $1 trillion, the biggest companies on Wall Street to do that.
Yeah.
So I let them do their job.
Yep.
Now, I still like to, because I'm a nerd, I still like to have my own money. And so I have a small account that I play with, and put money in and stuff and trade and stuff. And so I do a little of that, but not that much. Because again, the answer is what? Time
in the market.
In the market. I buy really good stuff.
Yep.
Or what I believe to be good stuff. Sometimes I make a mistake in my own account. And then I just hold it.
So was there a moment that happened where you decided, hey, I'm not going to look at this as much as I currently am?
Yeah, it's when I chose to take control over my life and not let life control me. When I chose to become proactive in my life, to do what I choose to do and not reactive to this leash around my neck.
And the reason I ask that question is because I think a lot of people will find their identity in that net worth number. And I think
It's not about a number.
And that's the dangerous part of it.
It's not about a number. I don't care how much it is. The Bible's very clear. You can't build your walls high enough to protect you from everything. People tried to store grain in silos so great that they felt they'd be protected forever. They weren't. It's very clear. So I want to be a good steward of my own money. I want to help others be good stewards of their money. But after you've done that, don't be a slave to your dollars. Don't. I control my money. I'm a good steward of it. But I want to enjoy life. Looking at the markets 24/7, 365, even as an analyst, and that's what I am, that's not going to be fun for me. That's why I pay others to do it.
Sure.
And I get to do what I like. I'm on the help desk today. I like this. This is fun.
Sure.
I get to meet people. I get to do television appearances. I'm going to speak an engagement tonight. That's what I like, in helping to empower people to take control of their financial futures. Well, I can't do that job and be watching Tokyo and Nikko markets and this and that and what Russia just did and China sneezed and that happened and this. Somebody else needs to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially in the way that information flows today, it's so fast.
It's a fire hydrant.
And I think
it's not a garden hose.
Well, and when we look at as many portfolios as we do in the day from clients, and whatever, I think that's interesting because I start to see, hey, everything that's going on in Iran impacts all these different pieces. And then you get people asking you the question of like, hey, what should I do about this thing?
Right.
And I think what you're saying is nothing. Wait.
Well, or no, I'm not, because waiting could be the worst thing you could do.
Sure. Okay.
The idea is you get in good, you manage your money, have someone help you with it, unless you're going to be a do-it-yourselfer. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, you're going to have to do it, in my opinion, the way I do it, which is buy good quality items and just leave them alone.
Yeah, sure. Then passive investing.
Just be alone.
Right?
You're going to have to.
Yep.
Because if you think you're going to become a day trader, newsflash, most all of them don't make any money. They're all gamblers. You're a gambler. You know that. And they want to go to Vegas and tell you all the money they made. Vegas was not built on winners.
It was built on losers. That's right.
Evidently, there's a lot more of them than there is winners. I'm just guessing here.
Sure.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but all these people that are going to sell you the course to become a day trader and all, why do they need to sell you the course if they really know how to be the best day trader on the planet? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What that tells me is there's more money in selling you a course than there is day trading.
Yep. Agreed.
They just want to do it because they want to show you how.
Yep. And
because they're just so good. I'm not saying education's bad.
Sure.
Education is valuable. Think of all the courses that exist on how to flip houses, how to buy real estate with somebody else's money. I can give you all of them. They're all designed to do one thing: separate you from your money. Can you get knowledge out of them? Yeah, there's some better than others. I'm certain of it. But remember what the end goal is. If the course was really that good, they do not have time to teach it.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're the Wealth Help Desk. Mark, well, you're on the help desk. It's free. Obviously, I'm not making much off this right now. Let's go with that, right? Totally different than someone selling you a course. We don't have a bill coming your way. We're not going to tell you, hey, and next week you can subscribe to well, now subscribe. Yeah, you got to do that. That's important. We got to grow the channel to get this information to more people. That's how the algorithm works. But there's not a course coming. We're going to say, hey, for $29.95, we'll give you private instruction. Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah. I mean, HDTV is a media business. It's not
That's all it is.
and you get to see them buy and sell a lot of houses, but that's not where they make their money. It's
That's
you
not-
watching.
That's correct. It's
Yeah.
you watching.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do some Q&A.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, you want me to hit you with one first?
I don't know. We got any good ones?
We got to find a good one.
Now I
here.
understand you. It was you that told me that.
I did.
When I'm not on here, y'all don't do it this way.
We do it
A little different.
We just, ultimately, I think there's a lot of questions out there and a lot of answers that people are looking for, and you never know. With you, it's a little bit of we're throwing a dart at the window and saying, hey, what can we help this person with today?
Yeah.
So
Well, I want to answer them all. I don't know if we have time for it, but I would love to answer them all. But let's get after it.
yeah,
So what you got? Give me a good one.
I like this one. Okay, I am 63.
Okay.
And I'm a retirement. I'm sorry, and my retirement portfolio just dropped 25% in the last year. I'm about to retire. Should I sell everything and move to cash, or what should I not do right now?
Okay. All right. So first off, whose retirement portfolio dropped 25% last year? This guy's did. We have a serious problem.
Sure.
Was it in Bitcoin?
Yeah. What was everything invested?
That's
in?
what I mean. What was it in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I mean, last year was a pretty good year. Didn't start off good, but there is something now. There's something wrong here.
Sure.
So first off, should he sell it all? I don't know. I haven't seen what it is. Here's what I know. You're 63, and if you had $1 million in this portfolio, it doesn't say, I guess. But if you had $1 million in it, now you have 750,000. Wow, that'd be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And selling it all, they say, well, it's just a paper loss. It'll come back. I don't know that it does come back because I don't know what it's in.
Mm.
These people that will tell you when the market goes down, it's just a paper loss unless you sell. I guess I can understand why they claim that's true. I can tell you this. When my statement tells me I have less money, do you know what I think I have?
Less money.
Less money. And I think that's 100% true.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, will it come back? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some companies go out of business. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
I mean, that's just reality.
Sure.
So I can't tell you it's coming back. I don't know what it's in.
Mm.
I think what needs to happen here is here's the plan for most people. Here's the issue. They've done well. Most people have. You say, well, whatever well means to them. If you've been making $30,000 a year your whole life, and now you're getting ready to retire, and you've got $400,000 in your retirement account, $300,000, you've done well, right?
Sure.
Okay. If you've made $250,000 a year and you've got $2 million in your account, you've done well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It's all perspective.
Sure.
But the reality is, and I know we turned that off, but phones are already ringing, the calls are coming in, which I love. But the reality of this is, why do people have money heading into retirement and feel broke?
Mm.
It's one of the most common things I hear. They're scared to death, but yet they've done what they're supposed to do. I think this gentleman feels that way too. I don't know him or this lady, whoever it is.
Sure.
But I bet you that's the problem because they're trying to do a life off of a statement.
Mm.
And a statement doesn't tell you how to do life. This needs a deep dive. A financial plan needs to be built. And then we need to figure out why in a good market he dropped.
Yeah.
And what do we do about it?
Yeah. I think also part of this is like, this is a piece of the portfolio, and where do we find the liquid dollars that we're actually going to be using to spend some stuff? And is that part of this, or is it just money?
He says retirement portfolio. That tends to tell me it's a 401 because when you use the word retirement portfolio, that typically means that.
Sure.
Or an IRA or something, but it might not be true.
Yeah.
We need to know the tax classifications of it. What's it invested in? A lot of digging to do.
Yeah.
But but I wouldn't tell him to sell right now.
Sure.
I wouldn't do anything in a panic situation. I would want knowledge. Knowledge will give you power.
Sure.
And he needs knowledge about this portholio.
Yeah.
Tough one. You gave me a hard one. I'm going to give you an easy one. Okay? I'm going to pick something different.
Okay, you can pick a different one if you'd like.
I like this. I'm 35. I'm making $55,000 a year, and basically I have zero invested so far. I feel so far behind. What would you tell your 30-year-old self about saving and investing if you could go back in time? Or and I'm going to add this to him, but what would you tell this person?
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel this way. I don't think you're alone would be the first thing I would say. I think
Definitely not.
when we look at retirement, because the strategy is so long-term, and this was ingrained to me in the military, where you have to think long-term and strategic about what you want your outcome to be. And Mark always talks about this, and I think it's really, really important when you envision what retirement looks like for you. Now, if you're 35, guess what? You've got 30 years if you retired at 65 to play with, to be able to get to a spot where you can have the dream retirement. There's plenty of time for you. So don't feel discouraged on that side. Even if you're 45, 55, there are ways to get there. But ultimately, I would say you want little wins. You've got to start saving today, and you've got to do it in an automatic way. It's got to be something where it's happening and you're not thinking about it. These are the 10% of whatever you're making, which was, what was it, 55? 55,000?
55,000.
So if you got 55,000, take 10% of that, which you're going to feel at that level. If you're only making 55 grand a year,
I don't think it was 250,000. You take 10%, you're going to feel it.
Exactly.
Something changed.
Yeah. And so start doing that and getting to a spot where you are saving it. Put into something. It doesn't have to be crazy. It can be something as simple as the S&P 500. Ultimately, that's actually probably step 3. I think you do need to start with your emergency fund.
There
You need
you
to make
go.
sure you get your debt
I was
out
going
of
to
the
come back
way.
at you.
Yeah.
So 35, what he doesn't tell us is, he says there's nothing safe. But is he debt free?
Yeah, sure.
That could be the biggest win ever.
Exactly.
I'd rather be 35 and debt free with no money saved than somebody that is 35, $100,000 in savings, and $800,000 in debt.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, one's easier than the other.
Sure. Yeah, we're just talking about student loans,
Right.
and that'll get the better
Right.
rate a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
I think the house is also an interesting thing too, because everyone goes through this. We talked about this several times in the show, but making the house is not necessarily the best financial decision, but it might be a good lifestyle decision at times, right? And
Yeah, just don't know enough about that one.
Exactly.
But I love where you started it because you're not alone.
Yeah.
So first off, you may feel like you're failing because of Facebook and all the people that look rich and they look happy. They could be 10 times worse than you, or maybe they're not. And that's what we don't know. But here's the deal. Here's what I would say to this gentleman, or going back to my 30-year-old self. If not now, when?
Sure.
That's all he needs to ask himself. If he's not going to change today, when is he going to? Or when is she going to? If not now, when?
Got to go to the gym and just hang out,
If not now, when? Hey, if you're 35 and feel this way,
Yeah. It's not going to get better.
If you're 45 and it's still the same thing, you're not going to feel near as good. It's going to get
Exactly.
worse.
Yep.
So if not today, when?
Yeah. Just get started today. Start putting stuff away. Start learning to save. I think it's a muscle that we build.
Yeah.
Just like it's the spending muscle is the same one, and that will be the next step. Is how do you get from a saving mentality to a spending mentality?
One day, you got to have something to save
That's
first.
right. Prepare yourself for that moment as well. Okay, I'm going to give you this one because I think it's interesting. So we at the Collins household, we're Disney fans.
Oh,
And this
gosh.
person is also a Disney fan. Okay. So my family wants to take a Disney vacation this year, but we'd have to put $4,000 on credit cards. We're on a tight budget. Is debt ever okay for experiences like this?
No. Unless.
No?
No,
You're going to deny Disney, Mark?
absolutely.
Okay.
Now, if they'd said Universal, I'd said, it's a pretty cool place.
You're going to Lamont. All right. We
Right,
got to
yeah.
go.
No, it's not. I think there's children involved in this. They talked about a family.
Yeah.
I think kids are so smart. And what we have to do is we have to sit down with them and say, this is what we want. And you show them the picture of Disney. Kids are going to be so excited. Let me explain to you how this works. We have to pay for it, teach them, use this as a teaching moment because they're going to have to make these same decisions.
Yeah, sure.
And we're choosing to put off Disney this year. Now, here's the good news. I'm not sure when Walt created it, but it's been around a while. And I am reasonably certain it will also be around next year. So here's what we're going to do. This year, we're going to do a vacation that doesn't look like this. It's not going to be in the Magic Kingdom. In fact, it's not even going to be North Myrtle. We're doing South. And this is what it's going to look like. And describe it to them and paint the picture, whether it's camping, whether it's a lake, whether it's fishing, whatever.
Yep.
Something very cost efficient that doesn't require going into debt. This is what we're going to do, but this is what we want to do. Now, would you like to do this next year? That sounds like a long time away, but it'll be here very fast. Would you like right now for us to commit that next year with 100% certainty we do this? And what are the kids going to say?
Of course. Yeah. What do we need to do?
We have
Dad?
to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's build the plan of how we do it.
Mm.
Let's go to our rooms and find out what toys we can put in the yard sale.
Yeah.
Let's go to the garage and clean it up and find out what we can do there. Let's go to the streaming services, the 26 different ones we have. Let's find out what we can cut.
Yeah, sure.
What we're willing to do. Now, I'm going to need you to do your part too. So that may involve work. What? Yeah, it's called work. It's what we do in life. Teach them. Whether it's a lemonade stand, I don't care what it is. Let them contribute by learning. 1 week in a month, they're going to do something to earn some money to put toward. Then they can't go spend it. Let them have a little bit. If they make $10, let them keep a couple, and they put $8 towards Disney. Mm-hmm. And we put the pictures around the house. We put the pictures in the room. We chart the money we've saved and how the budget's growing to this. In this example, I think they said they needed $4,000, or they need to put $4,000 on credit cards.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take 12 months to save that $4,000 with everybody in the family involved. Hey, we're all going out tonight. Oh, no, we're not going out tonight. We're doing stay-at-home pizza. We're doing pizza. Why? Because that's going to increase another $37 toward the $4,000 we need.
Yeah, sure.
Get the family involved. And let me tell you what that Disney vacation will be like when you go next year. It will mean 10 times more to those kids because they earned it. They saw you earn it. They saw you work for it. They worked for it.
It's good stuff.
Crushing it.
It is. I also think this is part of what the FIRE movement is in a lot of ways, right? Where you're willing to sacrifice, say, your 20s, your 30s, 15 years of your life and just say, hey, I'm going to pound retirement. I'm going to save $1 million as fast as I can. And I know that over the 20 years, it's going to be there. But ultimately, what that does when you're in the FIRE itself from the 20 to 35 age, you are eating not the most expensive. Yeah, you're going cheap on that side. You're finding the cheapest rent you can. And I think people discount those years because they are so much more challenging to be able to get the reward on the back end. Where right now it's easy for us to say, hey, I can just put this on a credit card. We'll enjoy it today and we'll have the experience that we'll look back on and be like, wow, that was an amazing trip. But I think
it's not a success pattern.
Exactly, right?
It's a failure pattern.
Yeah. And I think
But I think that it'll be so much more enjoyable. And again, we spoke about children earlier, and it's one of the greatest joys. But imagine teaching your children a lesson like this early. Man.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. And their life is so much better because of it. You get the camaraderie because I'm a military guy. You know this about me. Hopefully the fans are learning, but the greatest things I've done in the military were probably the most painful. Yeah. The things that were the hardest that I've accomplished were definitely the greatest memories I have because of the brothers I was with when those moments happened and because of just the outcome of saying I did something that was very challenging.
This will be challengingly worth it. Hey, we got to wrap the show up today.
Totally.
As always, I hope you found the information useful and helpful because that's how we intend it each and every week on the help desk. And here's the deal. I just cannot say this any way other than this. You can do this, whatever it is you're trying to do. And the reality is your dreams, your goals, they're not even big enough. You need to raise them. Mark, you don't understand. I do understand. you're not thinking big enough. The world is your playground. Start treating it that way each and every day. Live large, prosper, treat others the way you want to be treated, and raise your goals. Get bigger. Think bigger.
There you go.
Is that right, CJ?
That is. We're so excited that you joined us here today. We will be back.
Smash the button.
That's right. Smash the like button. Subscribe to us. Ask your questions in the comment. We'd love to get to them. And ultimately, we'll see you next Wednesday for the next episode of the Wealth Help Desk.